So I apologise for not uploading content for the last couple of days, but I just don't feel very good at the moment. Don't know what's wrong with me, but I think I'm coming down with something. Also, streamed last night for a couple hours and drank like 3/4 of a bottle of plum wine, and it really didn't help things, not gonna lie. So crypto, is it going good? Is it going great? Let's find out. Crypto is the end of Storybook Brawl. What's a Storybook Brawl? It's a card-based auto-battler game that was beloved by Sam Bankman-Fried. Sam Bankman-Fried, by the way, aside from being a fraud and a thief, was also just a degenerate League of Legends player. And he put like hundreds of millions of dollars into sponsoring League of Legends teams and like Riot's league, I'm pretty sure. But he was like hard stuck in bronze. Imagine being a multi-billionaire and being hard stuck in bronze. Like, fucking never me, mate. Never me. Took its servers offline on May 1st. The game had no connection to the crypto industry until its studio was acquired by FTX Ventures in March 2022. Just imagine being so rich, you're like, I like that game, I think I'll buy their studio. I'm still going to be shit, of course, but I'll buy their studio. This was not taken well by its existing player bases, who left a flood of negative reviews on Steam based on the developers' intentions to incorporate cryptocurrencies and NFTs. Well, you're owned by a fraud, so now you won't have to incorporate anything because your game doesn't exist. According to SBF, Storybook Brawl was going to be, quote, the vanguard for the ethical integration of gaming and crypto transactions. Motherfucker, you wasn't ethical. How is it going to be the vanguard for ethical anything? Oh, we're just going to fund this thing with our unethical money. But it'll definitely be ethical, of course. The end of FTX seems to have directly spelled the end of Storybook Brawl, which stopped announcing updates in November. However, Protos has pointed out that the game may likely be auctioned off as part of FTX bankruptcy proceedings. There you go. If you want to buy a game that people used to like and then they try to put cryptocurrency in there, maybe you can, because they're going to auction it off. Former OpenSea executive convicted of fraud and money laundering in NFT insider trading case. This is one that I covered at the time, and it seems to have had a fairly quick turnaround, to be honest, to go from being charged to being convicted. So Nate Chastain, the former head of product for the popular OpenSea NFT marketplace, was convicted by a jury of fraud and money laundering for illegally profiting from his insider knowledge of which NFTs will be featured on the site. The two charges each carry a maximum sentence of 20 years in prison. Ooh, mistaker to maker. What a one. So if you don't remember this one, basically the guy worked for OpenSea. OpenSea would be like internally, oh, we're going to feature this specific NFT set. What do we call them? NFT collection. Okay. This particular NFT collection is going to be featured on the homepage, and we're going to do it on this day. And what this guy was doing was buying those NFTs right before they listed, which obviously anybody with any common sense knows if something gets listed on the homepage of any platform, they're more likely to see traction. What is that traction? If it's on Steam, they're probably going to sell more copies. If it's a live stream, they're probably going to see more viewers. If it's an NFT, they're probably going to see more volume. People are going to buy it more because they're going to think, oh, that's on the homepage, so that's probably good, and the price is low now, so maybe I'll get in early, and then it'll go up and it'll be the next Bored Ape or whatever, and I'll make a bunch of money. So obviously what he was doing, this is insider trading. You're using insider knowledge to trade. You've got to be brain dead to think it isn't. What his lawyers argued within this was that he didn't know it was wrong because nobody told him it was privileged information that he couldn't act on, which maybe that's their best way of trying to like get him off of this. But he's completely trumped by common sense, because if that's the case and you don't think it's what you're doing is wrong, you would just make the trades on your main account. But he didn't. He used alternative accounts to hide the fact he was doing it. And obviously, if you think what you're doing is normal, you wouldn't feel any need to hide it, would you? So just completely shit all over his own defense by just being an idiot, essentially. And I don't even think he made that much money. I think he made like 50 grand or something. It just seems like a really bad mistake to make for such a small amount of money, which you don't get to keep anyways. So up to 40 years in prison. Obviously won't serve that, but here we go. Chastain was asked to resign by OpenSea in September of 2021 after a Twitter user discovered apparent evidence that he'd been engaging in insider trades. He was arrested and charged with money laundering in June of 2022. Man, it's been a year, so maybe not that quick. Chastain unsuccessfully argued in his defense that information about which NFTs would be prominently featured in OpenSea wasn't insider knowledge, and nobody told Nate that he couldn't use or share that information. Your fucking brain should have told you, mate. I mean, come on. Nobody told me murder was against the law, officer. Okay. However, prosecutors argued that attempt to use anonymous accounts to make the trade suggested that he knew what he was doing was wrong. I guess I could just read this instead of explaining it. So this case has been described as the first NFT-related insider trading case and should set a precedent for other similar charges. Yeah. You know, just slow claps all around. Good job, guys. We got him. We got him. Deuce Finance, dropping a deuce, suffers third attack. Okay, maybe it's time to call it quits, mate. Maybe it's time to call it quits, Deuce Finance. Suffered yet another hack as around $7 million was taken from the protocol. This was not the first time the platform had been targeted, suffering a $3 million exploit in March 2022 and a $13.4 million oopsie in April of 2022. Then in May 2022, Deuce Finance's algorithmic stablecoin lost its intended dollar peg in the wake of the Terra collapse and never recovered. So it went down to 50 cents and then just never recovered. Very stable. I love a stable coin that is not stable. Algorithmic stable coins. Love it. In the most recent hack, around $7 million was stolen as attackers discovered a vulnerability in the contracts of the DAY token. Some of the attackers were apparent white hats who executed the exploit to safeguard the funds until they could be returned to a secure address. As of May 8th, 5.5 million of the 7 million stolen has been returned. Yeah, so I guess white hat hackers came in and said, you're going to get hacked and lose all your money, so I'm going to hack you, take your money, and then give it back to you before a black hat can come and take all your money and not give it back. Cool. Definitely a trustworthy company, though. We sold a product that said it was a stable coin, which means that it would be worth $1 at all time. It's not. We got hacked for 3 mil. We got hacked for 13.4 mil. We got hacked for 7 mil. All in the space of just over a year. Fucking amazing company. Would definitely be putting my money in that one. I saw this on Twitter and it made me fucking howl. So, Ethereum user pays 64 ETH, $118,000 transaction fee on 84 ETH, $155,000 swap. So the transaction fees, like the gas fees on the ETH blockchain right now, are sky high because it's all backed up with people trading meme coins. Which essentially, if you need me to explain that in a term that would be easier to understand, the sewer is full of human shit because people keep shitting in it. It would basically be the easiest way for you to understand this. The crudest way as well, but the easiest way. Someone just emailed me and said, can you stop swearing in your videos? No. Shut the fuck up. A recent surge in meme coin popularity has caused Ethereum transaction fees to skyrocket. One trader paid the price, paid the piper, some might say, eating a 64 ETH, a $118,000 transaction fee, just to perform a simple swap of 84 ETH to another token. Welcome to the future of finance. I agree, Molly. I agree. So this is funny, and obviously could only happen to somebody who was already rich. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. If you're clueless about what you're doing and you're interacting with hundreds of thousands of dollars in your cryptocurrency wallet, and you can't see that it says the transaction fee is going to be $118,000, you fucking goofed, and you've only got yourself to blame because this is blockchain, baby. This is the future. This is what you signed up for. You're probably trying to buy some fucking Pepe coins or something. Just amazing. I lost $118,000 buying a meme coin. Yes, you also lost your mind long ago. Bitrex files for bankruptcy a bit over a month after Bitrex announced it was closing US operations, and less than a month after the US SEC charged the company with operating an unregistered exchange. Bitrex has filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. According to court filings, the company has assets and liabilities both within the $500 million and $1 billion range, and has more than 100,000 creditors. Bitrex used to be a much larger presence in the US, enjoying more than 20% of US market share in 2018. It has since dropped to below 1%. It's probably because Binance was doing a good portion, FTX as well, of course. The entity that filed the bankruptcy in the US is Bitrex Inc., which is separate from Bitrex Global. This announcement does not impact Bitrex Global, which will continue operations as normal for its customers outside the US, said a Bitrex spokesperson. I mean, I'm never going to feel confident if one branch of your company goes bankrupt. If you're holding my money and part of your company goes bankrupt, I'm sorry, but you're no longer holding my money. just out of a common sense, self-preservation angle. So blockchain-based diamond tracking firm Everledger collapses. So Neverledger now, not Forever Ledger. It was an Australian company that hoped to use blockchain to track provenance of diamonds, other precious gems, fine wines, and other luxury goods. Things apparently didn't pan out. Oh, I see what you're doing there. When investors' planned funding fell through and the company was placed into voluntary administration, Everledger had in the past raised US 37 million in funding. 3 million Australian dollars, so 2 million US of that funding, came from the Australian government's blockchain grants program in 2021. Australia, what you doing, brothers? What are you doing? And also, how the fuck did you raise $37 million in funding and now you're in administration? What have you been doing with that money, mate? Government and Tencent-backed Aussie blockchain firm collapses. What the fuck? Where's that money go? Someone better be looking into that one, mate, because that doesn't sound realistic at all. But yeah, there we go. Is blockchain going just great? As always, yes, it is. It's going fucking fantastically. We've got the hacks, we've got the stupidity, the meme coins, we've got the prison, we've got the bankruptcies. What more could you want? That's just a great week in cryptocurrency. So yeah, Web3 is in fact going great. I'm going back to bed. Have a good one. See you next time. Peace out.